Detroit, what's going on? It's Raven. Listen, I know you guys have heard so much about FCA. Guess what? Today, we're gonna go over people who have received job offers. We're gonna go over what that process looked like. We're gonna also talk to you about some of our partners and what they did with Detroit at Work to get Detroiters ready for FCA. So if you're interested, come on, let's take a look. So today I'm joined by my colleague Jason Spann, and we're going to take a look back at the process over the last year for getting Detroiters into the 5,000 jobs coming to the new FCA facility.
The process started back in spring of 2019 when the mayor and the city council announced where the facility would be and how Detroiters would be the first in line for the jobs.
The most important thing is we're getting a commitment for jobs for Detroiters. And what is contained in this agreement that FCA has signed today is something that's never been done before.
Based on the level of incentives that FCA got from both the state and the city, giving Detroiters priority was the only way that that level of incentives would happen. So it was crucial to the deal.
I think just the excitement of knowing that there is going to be opportunity, and just to know that you are given special attention, I think has changed the attitude.
I was looking, but I was also displaced. So I was just at a point, where do I go from here? I put this application in. It's a possibility, like I said, I've been trying since I was 18 and I'm 52. And there was always no feedback, or I'm sorry, Ms. Carter,
This investment is so important that FCA is doing. It's something that says to this community, leadership cares, and corporations can care.
After the announcement was made, the next step was to get the word out into the community about how Detroiters could get on the list for FCA.
Hey, it's your boy Bushman, and are you a Detroit resident who wants to work for Fiat Chrysler at their new Detroit facility? FCA is taking job applications right now.
How did the Department of Neighborhoods assist Detroit at Work with this entire FCA process with getting the word out?
We hit block clubs, we hit churches, we hit nonprofits, flyering, email campaigns to make sure we had great turnouts at the job readiness events.
I was actually in the car with a friend of mine.
You were in the car?
Yeah, and I heard it on the radio, and I'm like, okay, FCA is hiring. I thought about it, but just kind of, and then I heard about it through my social work.
Oh.
I said, okay, that's twice.
Yeah.
The third time, it was back at the radio. And somebody said, Rhonda, go ahead, give it a shot.
There's nothing more empowering than for government and community to work together for the facilitation of bringing people to a place of destiny and a place of forward mobility in their lives for them and their family and certainly the next generation.
The first job readiness events were held in the middle of June 2019. Over the following 2 months, we held over 1,000 in-person events. Plus, online and paper options were available, either at our career centers or at locations throughout the community. At these events, Detroiters were guided through all the activities that needed to be completed for them to get on the list to be able to apply for these jobs with FCA.
In running the FCA events, where there were thousands of people who came through those events and saw people who looked just like them, who had similar backgrounds, some had lots of experience, some had zero experience, they all shared a strong interest in working and working hard.
People were excited. People were excited. People were ready to work. People were ready for better employment. So each event, we had a couple hundred. Detroit at Work had a couple of hundred folks at each event.
And if you want an FCA job, let me hear you say, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah.
It doesn't matter for so many of these jobs whether you have prior manufacturing experience, whether you've ever seen the inside of an auto plant. What matters is your drive.
It wasn't a hard process. They were very thorough, helpful. This is what I've been wanting since I was 18. Wow. So it's either I had to make it work for me or quit, and I wasn't into quitting.
At the job readiness events, one of the sections was a math and mechanical reasoning test. Detroiters in general scored very well on this, but many still felt a little uncomfortable. After all, for many, it had been years since they had to do a math test. That's why we set up hundreds of workshops throughout Detroit, covering math, mechanical reasoning, and interviewing skills.
So we saw a lot of energy from Detroiters when they came in. They were really excited about the opportunity. Their mindset was ready to go to work. They just needed some help with preparation.
So these sessions are 4-hour sessions, and we show videos on how to apply for the FCA applications. It takes them step by step through the process.
A lot of folks took advantage of the tutoring programs. We had nonprofits set up in different churches around the city, and folks were checking in and brushing up on their skills. I mean, a lot of us haven't been in school for a while, so that was understandable.
You know, this opportunity gave Detroiters a lot of hope to be able to help their family become financially stable, help that social mobility. And so for a lot of them, they were willing, eager, and ready to learn.
Interviews started in July 2020, and in August, we started to see the first Detroit residents offered jobs. At Detroit at Work, we supported the interviewees by providing pre-recorded and live interview prep for candidates and worksheets focused on the types of questions they might hear.
So the interview really included a face-to-face interview where the candidate is sitting with two of our interviewers. And it really goes over a background from the candidate's perspective of leadership, teamwork, the dynamics of any time that they had like possibly a failure and a recovery. And we really look forward to those things because that's really going to be displayed out on the assembly floor.
We want you to come in for an interview. We want you to come and get to the next portion of your dream. What was that moment even like for you?
If hitting the lottery, if this is what it felt like hitting the lottery, I hit the lottery, but it was in my personal life. Now I'm screaming and jumping, and my instructor comes out, Miss Carter, what's wrong? FCA just reached out to me, and I'm doing everything to hold back tears because this has been a long time coming.
So what did it feel like when you actually got that job offer, when they said, hey, we want to offer this to you?
Oh my God. It's hard to describe because I couldn't believe it. I thought I was being pranked. I screamed, I yelled, and I jumped. I just got the best news I can ever get in my life, that they invited me to join their wonderful team. I can't wait to show them what's here, that I know I can do this.
FCA brought with them a number of suppliers, right? So that's the other backstory that doesn't get a whole lot of attention. There are 5,000 jobs with FCA. There are another 2,000, 3,000 jobs with their suppliers. What they've said is, well, goodness, if you've got a model that got 15,000 Detroiters ready and 5,000, 6,000 Detroiters to apply, we want that model.
It builds the bridge that I was speaking of, the bridge that unites instead of divides. And it's important for us to have that bridge because this is a long-term commitment. This is unique. And this sets forth to me a very important model, and a model that should be replicated throughout this city with every deal that comes.
So we are coming to the end of a long and busy 18 months, working to help get Detroiters into the 5,000 jobs that FCA is bringing to Detroit. But if you're still looking for an opportunity, make sure you get in touch with us today. As you've heard, the FCA plant is also bringing other employers to Detroit. Plus, there are other opportunities in other industries too, like the new Amazon distribution center that was announced this month. Detroit at Work has thousands of opportunities available, as well as training opportunities that are free to those who qualify, and a wide range of supportive services. For thousands more opportunities for Detroiters, visit DetroitAtWork.com or call 313-962-WORK. That's 313-962-9675 today. Hey Detroit, if you've got a success story about your career, we'd love to hear about it. So call us at 313-962-WORK or email info@DetroitAtWork.com.